So you have to wonder, are these figures even worth it anymore? Is the market just gone? Is there any value? Is it all like, oh no? Should you not even tune in tomorrow to 6 Scale Raw at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, when the Dark Jedi is going to give away yet another hot toy? It could be this deluxe Han Solo from the Solo movie. I'll be giving it away, but will it be tomorrow? Or will it be this Moff Gideon from the Mandalorian series that I'll be giving away tomorrow? I don't even have any coffee because it spilled all over the floor, so at least you'll get some coffee residue on the bottom of all these art boxes. But I do have some wizard juice. I've got plenty of spatchka. My feet are wet from the coffee. But seriously, I think, is the market just dead? Let's go ahead and dive into all this right now. And welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at the 6 Scale Cantina. And just in case you don't know just who I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, and I'm about to serve up all the 6 Scale action figure talk. So please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to the 6 Scale Cantina. It'll help you be able to win another one of my giveaways. Every time I go live right now and through November, I'm giving away something here at 6 Scale Cantina. And I gave away the Stormtrooper Commander on the last Raw. Unfortunately, I couldn't go live last week. Heck, I couldn't even put out one of these shows last week. But on that Raw, I gave away the Stormtrooper Commander. Congrats to the winner, Mama Luigi. And who's going to win tomorrow? Who's going to win tomorrow? Tomorrow, November 6th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're there present during the show. You got to be there to be eligible to win. The show goes from 8:30 p.m. Eastern to 10:15 p.m. Eastern. You got to be there in order to be eligible to win. You don't know when I'm going to go ahead and hold the drawing. We actually drew like 3 or 4 people before Mama Luigi, but because they weren't there, they missed out. So you got to be there. What's the other thing you got to do? You got to be subscribed. So like I was saying, subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. The other thing you have to do is believe. Because if you don't believe, then we got no hope. And all hope is lost. So believe. Definitely believe. But you also got to comment on the market show, not from last week, because again, I couldn't do one, but from the week before. The link's in the video description, so go ahead, go on that, and make sure that you comment. Don't comment 80,000 times, because the program I use is only going to count one comment, okay? So it's going to be in this video description. Don't worry, the video link from a couple weeks ago is also going to be in the Raw. Well, you can go right on my channel right now, and the banner is up. You can go ahead and click your little bell notification to remind you tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Another giveaway. Will it be Moff Gideon? Will it be the Deluxe Solo? You have to wonder. Will there be more after I give away those 2 over the next couple weeks? Time will tell. Are these worth it, though? Are they worth it? And I think during this sucky economy, it's a good question to ask. And with everything that we see going on, it is a good question to ask. Pulling this up on the screen. Here's your WandaVision Vision, the TMS 037. $123.50. And look, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very outstanding seller with 129,595 feedback. And $123 with free shipping. That's it. Why? Why? Let's stick with Marvel. And I think that a Loki show is on right now on Disney Plus. And a figure that's also in stock in many retailers, TMS 062 Sylvie, from the same seller, only $192.16. 34 bids. That's a lot of bids. But only willing or able to pay $192.16. Why? Why so many bids but not willing to go higher? And I think I show you a lot of this data, but let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. There could be a couple of reasons why. Number one, the economy sucks. And not everybody has as much money as they used to during COVID or before COVID. That's just the truth. And when you go to the supermarket, or you go to Walmart, or you go to Target, or you go to Aldi, or you go to Costco, or Sam's Club, or your local market, or here or there, no matter where you go, eggs are high. Gas is high. Milk, half and half. They're high. Carrots are high. Spinach is high. Salsa is high. Potato chips are high. Your spatchka is high. Everything is high. Forget about the volatility of energy. And I'm talking about food, obviously. It's insane. It's insane. And people's incomes in this country, in Europe, in Russia, in many parts of the world, was not able to rise as high as this crazy inflation over the last 3-4 years. Gosh, as I've told you before, in the United States, back in 2021, 2022, it was the highest rate of inflation in 40 years. And sure, right now in the United States, it's not that high. It's pretty high in Europe right now. It's pretty high in Russia right now. Well, it's not that high right now, but it's still high. It's a full percent over where it should be at 2%. You want to talk about catching up? People's jobs, where people are employed, even when where they're self-employed, not been able to catch up at the rate that it went up. So when you're looking at something like this, is it possible that it only went to 192 because there's just not enough pennies in the Pink Floyd piggy bank? And I say, yes, that could be one of the reasons. Another one of the reasons that it could be is because in correlation, there's not as many collectors jumping and diving right in to any of these high-end collectibles. It could be toys, it could be statues, it could be coin collecting, it can be any type of collecting, paintings, art collecting, whatever it is. Stuff way outside 6 scale. Still kind of the same type of thing. Why aren't so many people in droves diving into it? Because what I just told you about the economy wouldn't make any sense if they were, would it? So, again, not enough cash for this type of expendable income at the moment, and not enough people jumping into the hobby at the moment because of that. And then in effect, it's the same collectors. You, me, Johnny, Susie, Jane, this one, that one, that one, this one, TK FOMO, Hot Toys Wizard, Space Pimp, all these people. Same people. Used to going ahead and getting, oh, things were a little bit better. I got this figure. I got that figure. I got 2 figures a week. I got 8 figures a week. I got 80 figures a week. I got 800 figures a week. Oh, it'd be great to get this Sylvie. I really don't want her. But I'm used to getting more, at least back then when I thought I could get more. But I really don't want it, but I'll spend $192 if I can get her. Do you have some of that going on? And I say, yes, you got some of that going on as well. Speaking of going on, let's look at some more. And Fett, you can see again, 39 bids with Boba Fett, but free shipping. Let's go now and look at Mark 85 Battle Damaged. Clearance sale, ladies and gentlemen. Clearance sale. $225.81. New. With 21 bids. 21 bids. Iron Man. A $440 or $445, whatever the price is here in the States anyway. $225. What does that tell you? Let's go to Luke. Let's go back to Star Wars. And this is used, but a seller with 1,480 feedback and all 100% positive. $178.50. And you have to wonder, is the fact that this is still available and readily available at a lot of comic shops and stores the reason why this one and the Iron Man and the Sylvie and everything else I've been showing you is also a reason why some of these are not moving? Because all the juice was run out and all the wizard juice already spilled all over the floor and there's just not enough wizards ice skating all over it? You answer it. We need more OT, Aries. Now look at this channel. Watch this channel. We need more OT. Where's all the OT? Where's it? Well, you got OT right here. You got OT in Lando Calrissian. You can't get any more OT, baby, than a Lando Calrissian. You can't get any more OT, baby, than a freaking snow pilot Luke. Are you kidding me? Why is it available then? Supply and demand. Okay, if they made this like the Artisan Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, then this would be going for $1,200. If they made that Lando in the amount, the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back Lando, in the amount that they made Elizabeth Olsen, Artisan, that'd be $1,200 too. What happens when, speaking of Wonder Woman, where you only advertise 1,500 pieces, and it is limited quantities, and it's not 50 million of them, what is the adverse effect? Well, you could see right here, and this is a U.S. seller, and $624 from a seller with 1,705 feedback, all 100% positive. And not including the $29.30 in shipping, and also not including taxes Folks, that is essentially 700 McDollars. Cause and effect. Low supply equals high demand. So look, baby, it really boils down to supply and demand. Whether the economy is good or the economy is rough, even when the economy is really, really good, if there's too much of something, even in a great economy, even when there's a lot of extra income, it's going to take a while for it to sell out. And in some cases, if it ever sells out. Take, for instance, the best car versions of The Mandalorian when it comes to Hot Toys. And even as we were going through COVID, and even when people had some extra income or some extra money to be able to spend on those were still available and available. It was kind of like looking at all those Sphero BB-8s. If you remember when The Force Awakens came out, and Sphero was making those awesome BB-8 droids, and everybody was getting them, and Sphero was pumping them out, and every retailer, you could get them off Amazon, you can get them off Walmart, you could get them at Target, you could get them here, you could get them there. Goodness sake, you could get them everywhere. And eventually it got oversaturated because there was just too many of them. And that could happen even in a better or more optimal economy. At the end of the day, it boils down to supply and demand. And when something's a little hard to get, it creates a little bit of buzz. And that's exactly what you're seeing, even in this economy that's not so great. Even figures that are older are fetching high prices, and some of them are going higher than where they were before the tough economy right now. And I'll give you a case in point. I'll give you an example right here. Here's just back from October 27. This Death Star gunner, $465, baby. Not including the modest $11.40 in shipping. Not including taxes, which certainly puts this at over $500 in this economy. Why? It's rare. As a matter of fact, historically, sometimes with these type of collectibles in an economy that's this way, they could actually, some of them could increase in value. And then once the economy heals up and gets better, then they'll really, really go up in value. But $465 for a Death Star gunner. Why? It's not in stock at your comic shop. Sally and Joe aren't selling it. Collector ABC isn't selling it. Collector XYZ isn't selling it. Sideshow doesn't have this up. Again, the cause and effect from low supply is high demand. And that's exactly what you're seeing. And you're starting to see some figures now that are starting to go on Waitlist. Here's your next wave. Pulling this up onto the screen. Interestingly, the Flash, which came out obviously earlier this year, and now the collector edition has a low stock remaining warning on there for this version of the Flash. And I think the special edition has nothing yet. The key word being yet. But there you go. Low stock remaining on this Flash. Let's continue to go down. Let's see what else is going on here. And Miles Morales now on this special edition Miles Morales already. This is coming out next year, July, December 2024. Low stock remaining warning on this Miles Morales. Gosh, it seems like this one just came out. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Time just flies. Anyway, let's go to more. And I mean, it still feels like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 just came out. And now you're starting to get a low stock warning on Nebula. And quite honestly, folks, I know we're not done with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yet, but already a low stock remaining warning on Nebula. And this seems like it just came out yesterday. But at least the collector edition of IG-12. This has a low stock remaining warning. But I think we still got IG-11 available from The Mandalorian Season 1. And they put this up, which is so interesting. But I think, you have to ask yourself. You have to wonder. Is IG-12 going to go on waitlist before IG-11? And I say, yes. Isn't that crazy? Pause. You're watching the market chart show. Gonna go ahead and drink some spotchka here, baby. So I spilled it. Awesome. Spilling things left and right here at the 6 scale. Cantina. Isn't that a wonder? What else? Starting to get a wave here of stuff going out, but that's very, very interesting. What's going to happen with this IG-12? What's going to happen with that Nebula? Okay, what's going to be the cause and effect with this Miles Morales figure? And what's going to be the cause and effect with this Flash figure? And quite frankly, all of these figures that are going on a wait list. I mean, look at the prices that the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is going for right now. The Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is going for right now. The Cad Bane from Star Wars, that's going for right now. Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett as well. And all of them selling above retail. Why? Cause and effect. They went on waitlist a while ago. However, just like that Death Star gunner, they're acting like this figure. And look, this still has 5 days to go. And it's a bad economy. But with 39 bids, this deluxe version of Obi-Wan Kenobi is already at $325. Not including the $15 in shipping, not including taxes. And you have to wonder, is it possible this will go $500-$600 somewhere in there? And I say, yes. Yes, it will. It absolutely will. And this figure just went on waitlist, finally. And how is it reacting in the secondary market? This Gal Gadot is the opposite of the Artisan one. And you can see from October 25th, $166.20 with 35 bids. Outstanding seller with 1,662 feedback. All 100% Mick positive. But it was available and in stock for forever and a day. And it's the exclusive version. And that was the one that was in stock, I believe, for forever and a day. It seemed like anyway. No rhyme intended. And this is the cause and effect of that. So, with all that data and everything that I'm showing you, are these worth it at the end of the day? And I say, yes. You just have to go into it with your eyes wide open and not having your head buried in the sand. So if you're going into it right now to flip it, or if your money situation is that volatile that you think you may have to sell it real quick and you didn't buy it off someone like Sideshow, for instance, where you have 30 days to be able to get your money back if you change your mind, where a lot of places don't offer that type of thing, you may want to hold off right now because you're in a situation where you're so on edge. And right now, with a lot of the stuff that's in stock, they just have extra stock. And there's just not enough collectors coming into this hobby at this moment because of the economy to be able to create more demand at this moment. Has nothing to do with the figures. Contrary to some popular belief I hear from other channels, has nothing to do with the content, anything like that. There's just not enough money. That's what I see. There's just not enough money to go around. And I think some collectors got used to being able to buy some of these $200, $300, $400 figures, which are now $400, $500, $600 figures, like they were M&Ms. Like it was bubblegum and the bubblegum machine. And hard reality has set in, and you can't buy figures like this at this magnitude. I mentioned this on Brother Cousin Show on Thursday, and I was really happy I was able to make it on my friend Jay's show. But I pointed out that's why I got out of the Black Series. And those are a lot more affordable than Hot Toys anyway, but it was still too expensive for me. And I felt like I had to buy every single one of those to keep up. And I get the sense that for many collectors, not just some, but many, in this community, they feel like they've got to buy every one of these up. More and more, I'm listening and I'm hearing things, oh, I bought this and I've got this quantity or that quantity. I'm not impressed. I'm happy for you. I've never been impressed with that. But I fell down the hole of like, darn, I got to go ahead and keep up myself. And then I think back and wonder to myself, do I really need to? And I say, no. And you don't need to either. Don't get caught in that trap. These are expensive figures, and like I said, now they're $400, $500, $600. Shoot, go ahead and buy that whatever that freaking Dewback set with the Stormtrooper. That's $700. Without the shipping and the taxes. And now you're getting all these Inart figures that are just so unbelievable, but they're $400 or $500. I mean, look how much the Joker was in trying to get the rooted hair one. My goodness. And now Hot Toys answered. And at least you can get the rooted hair one. You don't have to get two figures with it, but it's $500. $500 is $500 or $540, whatever the heck it is. So now all these figures, these high-end ones, figures for $500. You can't pop them like M&Ms. And that's what's going on right now with a lot of this. As the economy gets better and more expendable income is realized, more and more collectors will jump into this hobby, and then the pool will grow. However, you will lose as you gain. But typically, if a hobby is strong, it'll continue to go forward, and eventually you'll get more and more collectors, which will increase demand. So it is worth it because I believe that in the future, these figures will retain their value. Some of them, like your First Order Troopers for a little bit, or some figures like Jarrell, Russell Crowe. For whatever reason, some of these figures will be well under their retail value. Good economy, bad economy. They're going high, they're not going high. And for whatever reason, things and circumstances could change within IPs or with actors or actresses or characters, which can then take those low-hanging, those figures that seemingly aren't worth anything, and bring them back up again. until perhaps those new versions come out, if it's apropos to do so. But I do really believe that you'll also have some that'll be grails. That's just the way of things, especially as more collectors come in. But you have to give it time for these collectibles to be able to mature. And if you don't got time, because your finances are on the edge and you need to sell it quick, then it is worth it, but you may need to stay away from as many as you're getting. On the other side of the token, you're getting great deals right now. Like during Spooktacular, they had that event where there was 25% off, for instance, at Sideshow. That's an opportunity to get Mark 85 battle damaged or regular at really super discounted prices. You're seeing some of these things in a secondary market like that, and if you don't have to sell them right away and you're looking for a figure in 3, 4, 5 years, are some of them, and I don't know which ones they are, going to act like Jor-El from the Superman and be low in price? Sure. Some will. Are some going to act like this Superman here? Or like the aforementioned Death Star Gunner? Or the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman? Or the Arena Suit Boba Fett? Or the Darkseid Anakin? Or the Yondu? And I say, yes. They're absolutely worth it. You just have to make sure when you're getting it that you know what you're jumping into right off the bat. You're going to go buy a Gal Gadot Wonder Woman? You'd be able to sell that right now. You're going to go buy a Vision from WandaVision or Sylvie? If you don't plan on selling it for a couple years, 2, 3 years, you're probably okay. This Superman just ended. Great seller. $1,420. Not including the shipping. Not including the taxes. Not including the shipping box. But I tell you what. This figure here took a hit when it was announced that the Inart version was coming out. And now I'm starting to see a big turn in the secondary market when the prototype came out. And I think it looks good. And I think like Hot Toys, Inart, all these figures will come out good. But I think what collectors are starting to realize is both of these companies have iron sharpening iron. And there's human error with prototypes with everything. But what I'm trying to say is these figures are, on both companies, absolutely out of this world. But at the end of the day, when you look at the Christopher Reeve Superman from Hot Toys, no matter what Inart does, no matter what Hot Toys eventually does, because they will, no matter what another company does, this will always be an absolutely stunning piece. I honestly don't even know how you improve upon this. Rolling eyes? Yes. Rooted hair? Yes. Something in the future, maybe not too far down the road, some type of new skin texture technology that maybe Inart, maybe Hot Toys, maybe another company is working on? Yes. But honestly, when you look at this, it's hard for me to see how you can vastly improve it, and then you can look at this and clearly see that this isn't Christopher Reeve, or that this in any way or shape sucks. It's just too good. Honestly, and even to this day and age. And this is rare. And what I'm trying to say is, no matter what Hot Toys does, and they will, and no matter what Inart does, and they will, And no matter what, perhaps another company will do, and they will. Is this worth it? And absolutely, I say yes. You can't hardly find these in good conditions. I'm blessed enough to have one where the logo on his chest is not cracked and where everything is immaculate and it's in pristine condition. And if your collection is climate controlled and you're have a smoke free, humidity, all that kind of stuff in there, your value on some of these, even if there are superior versions, can withstand the test of time. I will tell you right now, and we don't talk about this enough. Sure, the DX07 Luke Skywalker, the original one, which is, let's be honest, it's inferior to the DX2425. Didn't go down all that much, though. It's still $400 to get the set. And sometimes $5. But you have to ask yourself, if you could actually find that where those magnets didn't deteriorate on the holsters and it was truly in phenomenal shape, where it didn't have any of that erosion, and you could get it in shape like I was able to get my Superman one right here, is it possible that that type of DX07 set, which would be extremely rare, would not only go for $600, $700 where it was, but possibly $800 or $900 or $1,000? And I say, yes. And that's something I learned right away when collecting vintage collectibles. It's all about condition. And it's hard to keep these things in good condition. There are so many variables. One thing that I could tell you for sure that's going on is a lot of these collectible companies right now, because of the economy and because not so many collectors are jumping in at the moment, are limiting their supply. Is that going to be forever? I don't know. Do I think that they should keep it limited? Yes. It brings excitement. Look what happened with all these Q things with the Scarlet Witch, with the Anakin, with the Joker. All the artisan stuff. Look what's happening with the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, although that was a freaking fiasco the way that they did that. But all these figures, 1,500 pieces, 300 pieces, this or that, it generates excitement. And whether somebody's excitement is negative or not, it's still excitement. And if they're going to be talking about Hot Toys and talking about this hobby, it's great. If everything is just... nobody's talking about the best car Mandalorians anymore. Nobody's talking about that Vision figure anymore that I was showing up on the screen. Nobody's talking about that Sylvie, and that just came out really, that figure anymore. Why? There's too many of them at this time. And when you course correct, you can help the whole collection go on an upturn. And that's what I'm seeing that's happening right now. For sure. Listen. I want to bring this up. This is the banner for tomorrow night. We'll talk about some of this stuff. But one of the main things I want to talk about, and of course the giveaway, which I've already talked about a couple times. Where's the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi? It is November 5th. That's not a long time until New Year's Eve. And we did get 4 figures for the 20th anniversary of the Attack of the Clones last year. We got Mace, we got Padme, we got that Anakin, and we got the Super Battle Droid. Are we going to get 4? I was hoping we'd get more than 4. I'm kind of disappointed if we only get 4. Are we going to get 6? Do we get 2 now in November and 4 in December? Can we get 4 now and 4 in December? Are we going to get nothing? We're going to talk about that tomorrow on Raw, plus the giveaway. Again, don't forget to comment on this video for next week's giveaway. Don't forget to comment on 2 weeks' videos, Market Joe, for tomorrow's giveaway. The link is in the video description below. It's also on this banner. If you look at YouTube, it's up there right now. Also, don't forget this. This is coming. And all my insiders, thank you for your patience. An absolutely epic Drunk on Coffee. It's exclusively for channel members. You got to join the channel to get this. Look at what's up on there. And could we get Lucius? Could we get Poe? Could we get Ra's al Ghul? Could we get Baze? Give me your reasons why we wouldn't get Ra's al Ghul. And I'll tell you your reason why my reason is we will. Give me your reason why we wouldn't get Lucius. And I understand you got the third-party one. I'll give you my reasons why Hot Toys is going to do it. I'm going to be talking about why they are so invested in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. You're not going to want to miss this. You're going to get the stuff that you want, the stuff that you least expect. That's what happens on 6-Scale Cantina, baby. We make dreams come true. You're going to get Baze. You're going to get Poe. You're going to get Darkseid Anakin. You're going to get Darkseid Rey. You're going to get Bail Organa. You're going to get Lobot. You're going to get Max Rebo. And you're going to get Watto. Yes. Tomorrow, 6-Scale Raw. Giveaway. Drunk on Coffee. This Tuesday. Loading it up. Or Wednesday. Join the channel right now. It's cheaper than a dozen eggs. It's cheaper than a quart of half and half. It's cheaper than a package of Brussels sprouts, I think. Haven't checked those lately. Maybe it's not. I don't always drink deluxe spotchka. But when I do, I do it right here at 6-Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.